the task force of the social protection of people with disability and vulnerable groups, specifically children and women. I'm an advocate for women empowerment, women rights, and child protection, and many, let's say, community societies, and amongst those are Alzheimer and colorectal cancer as I mean, family members have gone through that. So it has like a place in my heart.
That's nice.
So basically you have 48 hours in your day. Mashallah.
If there
Not
is one
24
more
hours.
hour that I can borrow from someone else, I'm also happy to do that.
Chalo, may Allah give barakah in your time. Definitely there is a barakah that you're doing so much, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah.
You're based in Dubai, you mean? You're based in Dubai?
Yes, I'm based in the United Arab Emirates. I work in Dubai. I am from the Al Qasimi ruling family of Sharjah.
Okay.
But I've worked and studied in Dubai.
Okay.
Yes, I've worked and studied in Dubai. And for those who know the Al Qasimis, we are very passionate about culture, about our Arabic identity and the history that we hold on to and proudly for, let's say, for our children to know where they root from, let's say.
Mashallah, that's amazing.
Well, that's very nice. Proud to hear this, Sheikh Alia. I'm sure you'll find here in this community your African friends who might perhaps tell you that they have got stronger heritage and culture along deeper and older than the Arabic one. But anyhow, let's not start the fight here, okay?
Respect to all cultures. We are taught one thing: those who know where they root from stand strong grounds in the story to tell to the future children.
Sure.
Alhamdulillah.
Sure. Sheikh Haj Muhammad Mahmoud Maruf, you're chairing the meeting, please.
Yes, I am not chairing the meeting. I am coordinating the meeting, but the chairing the meeting is Sami.
Where is he?
I think he's supposed to come. I'm trying to contact him. I think he should come anytime now.
Did you reach him?
I'm trying to call him.
Okay, I'll reach out for him. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Sami is our dynamo.
Yeah, he's
the engine behind all of us.
Federation.
So, Dr. Ali, I will tell my son-in-law, he lives in Dubai, Qasim. His name is Qasim. I'll tell him about Al-Qasimis. Maybe he knows. Lots of special points there to be noted, really, mashallah.
يا مواطن الناس مسنينك. بدو هاي مجموعة موجودة. النظري بدأ. يلا منتظرينك. عليك الله. Catch up. That's Sami. He will join us.
Yeah, I know.
He thought it was 8:30. I don't know. You see, when you don't put GMT or you put KSA or whatever it is next to it, everybody thinks it's different time. But anyhow, so what's the agenda for today?
The agenda is given in the
okay.
We will go through that in a minute.
Sure.
Once Sami comes. Is the formation of active academics of Afog. So that we meet very regularly, and then whenever we have meetings anywhere, we can broadcast it and save it and record it and keep it.
Sure.
Aisha Janjua. She's a consultant obstetrician gynecologist from Birmingham.
Hi, Aisha.
Walaikum salam. Lovely to meet you all. Apologies, I've joined in late.
That's all right. Because
better late than never.
Better late than ever. That's true.
Here's the chief. منور الشاشة يا مواطن.
أهلا بك.
يا هلا ومرحبا.
أهلا بك. الله يخليك. السلام عليكم.
الاجتماع ده is missing you. We're waiting for the chairperson, the coordinator. وحاج معروف قال it is Sami. So without you we can't do anything.
Thank you very much, everybody. It has been a while since we have gathered ourselves together as an Afog General Assembly. We have tried to meet each other in Dubai. Some of us managed to do it, and some of us failed to do this due to various reasons. I was hoping to see Dr. Saeed Al-Azraq as well. I'm not sure
We
if
sent him, but you know, it's a trial period this meeting, because we have to tell them how to join and details, and that's why I'm waiting for everyone to join to give a some sort of guideline. I prepared a presentation of what we are planning to do in this group called Academics of Active Academics of AFOG. Dr. Sami is the president-elect of African Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology.
Yes, go on, Mahroof. Is your presentation ready?
Yes, it is, but we can wait for a few more people to join in, and then we'll do. But the main thing is you have started the welcome. You know, we just follow the agenda that we have. Opening and welcome remarks. It is supposed to be at the GMT 17:30 hours, but I must put more details than 17:30 GMT, because you must say you are coming from Sudan, if you're coming from Africa, any part, you know, we must give the times for the whole list. That will take some time, but once we develop, we will have all that ready.
Good. It is okay.
Yeah, we'll wait for a few more minutes, if you can be kindly patient, and we start moving on discussing the rest of the plans. Yeah.
Dr. Aisha, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Because she's from Birmingham, so I'm a bit interested, because I worked in Birmingham some time ago, from 1999. I mean, end of 90s and beginning of 2000. But I was working in Solihull and Heartlands.
So I worked at that trust previously. Lovely to meet you, Dr. Hannah.
Okay, you have with Dr. Shireen and everybody, Dr. Elizabeth.
Yes. Liz Payne. So Elizabeth Payne used to be my supervisor. Alhamdulillah. So she was obviously very, very lovely.
She must have retired now. Mr. Secretary.
She retired.
I met Aisha. Let me tell about Aisha. Aisha is a very dynamic person working on menopause, guidelines for menopause. I think she has done a very good job. And then I thought she will be very useful, because I feel one of the things that when I give the slides over, I will show you that one of the things we need to do is quality of women's health, especially after menopause.
Okay.
So, people are anxious about that, but then, and AI company is working. Yeah. No, it's down there. And all of us are being recorded by an artificial intelligence program called AI Companion. So whatever you say is recorded. The computer is typing it over, and we will pass it on to you. So, so-and-so said that, so-and-so said that, it will come on.
There was a notification that your program is being transferred to another app. So I was wondering, third party.
No, it's not a third party. It is Zoom.
The AI itself is a third.
Yeah, artificial intelligence. It sort of summarizes. You don't need to keep minutes for the meeting. So eventually you can derive most of the information that we discussed from that. Yeah, inshallah.
Dr. Mahroof, let us welcome Sheikh Dr. Ali Al-Qasimi, the president of the
You might have to
Emirati
kindly
Oxfam.
ask her to repeat herself for a brief of Dr. Alia.
مرحبا وسهلا. هلا دكتور سامي.
مرحب بك.
يا أهلا وسهلا. I'm honored to be amongst you colleagues in this meeting. Dr. Leila just joined us, our colleague. Just to give you a brief, so I'm an obstetric gynecologist and the first Emirati specialized in aesthetic and functional gynecology. I have worked both in the public and private sector. In the healthcare sector, I've been also, and I always say I was blessed to be part of the health reform group that Dubai has witnessed between 2006 and 2008, while I was doing my master's in healthcare management with the Royal College of Surgeons at that time. My role, I've been elected as on the board as General Secretary on the board of the Emirates Medical Association last year. And later in the year, in December 2024, I have been elected as President of the Obstetric and Gynecology Society under the Emirates Medical Association.
Congratulations.
It's a new board. We are very excited to move forward and to keep up with our country's vision also in regards to innovation, AI, technology, research, everything to support healthcare and the individuals. I just shared earlier that my role goes beyond healthcare when it comes to the United Arab Emirates, as I also work with the Dubai government as a social development expert. I have led I've worked on the disability agenda and have worked on the Dubai Disability Strategy 2020 and led the Social Protection Task Force that looked very much into the protection of vulnerable groups in regards to children and women. So I'm also an advocate for women empowerment, women's rights, and children's rights. So this is just in a nutshell, in addition to the multiple other boards that I sit on in the government of the United Arab Emirates.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alia, for the nice introduction. We are really need your expertise and connections to promote Afog. You know, Afog is constituted of 50 countries. 10 of them are in the Middle East, starting from Yemen, Sultanate Oman, Qatar, Bahrain,
Saudi Arabia.
Palestine, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia as well as UAE. And we have like 40 African countries that speak 3 different languages, which are English, French, and Portuguese. And we are looking forward to collaborate with your society.
Collaboration, international collaboration and partnership is on our strategic direction of the current board. We also have here Dr. Leila Al-Hubayshi, who is a board member also newly elected.
She will have to unmute herself.
Yes.
Alia, if you don't mind.
Allow her to introduce herself, then we could be a good duetto to support what you have just shared, Dr. Sami. دكتورة ليلى، إذا ممكن تعرفين بنفسك لو سمحتي.
She's muted. You'll have to tell her.
She might be having some technical issues.
No, she's muted. She has to unmute herself, and I'll try to tell her that. And
I think you might put her on the spot. Carry on, Sami.
Can we introduce also Professor Mohammed Mumtaz? I can see him on the dashboard. Professor
Hi, Sami, how are you?
Please, Professor, introduce yourself and your society to the Afog.
Okay. I am Mohammed Mumtaz, Professor of Obstetrics and Gynecology at Cairo University. My specialty is fetal medicine. I have been teaching it and training it for a long time now. I'm also just been elected the president of the Egyptian Society of Gynecology and Obstetrics a couple of months ago. I was working as a president because our president was not in a good health for a couple of years, but he passed away and we made new elections. I'm now the president of the Egyptian Society. And also, I have been honored by the Royal College to get the honorary fellowship 5 months, 6 months ago. And also, I am good friend with many of you. And by the way, Dr. Alia, I have been in Sharqa with the ruler several years ago. He was opening the department for training for ultrasound in the Faculty of Medicine, University of Sharjah. And I had the pleasure to meet with him. And as you said, your family and him are very much into the history of the Arab world and the culture, and also about education. I remember very well that he was very interested in putting this training center in the Faculty of Medicine there. There was an ultrasound center, laparoscopy center, and it was very well equipped. But this was a long time ago. So it's my pleasure to be here with Afog, of course, and Egypt has been with the Afog and the FIGO for a very long time. We have been away for some time due to the board being re-elected during the past few months, but now we are back and hopefully we will collaborate with all of you and we will be strongly active in the Afog.
Thank you, Professor Mohammed Mumtaz. We are honored to have you with us on the General Assembly. It is our honor. Mahedin, the time is flying. Now we have past
we have
1
Laila
hour.
still muted.
No, I am back now.
All
Am
right. Welcome.
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much to be part of this interesting event. And thank you, Sheikha Dr. Alia, for the introduction. I was having some technical issue. That's why I was not able to, but I was already with you. So I'm Dr. Leila Al-Hubeshi. I am consultant OB-GYN, urogynecologist. I am German board. I am the director of the Dubai residency program for the OB-GYN. And I am the chairperson for the scientific committee for the OB-GYN residency program for the Emirati board in UAE. I'm assistant professor in UAE University, and I am the chairperson for the cultural in the Emirates Medical Association. This is briefly, and further things that if you want to know about me, I'm ready to. It's my pleasure to be part of this team.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. This is a group mainly constructed on a platform that we are trying to do an academic coordination mainly, but also the AFOG has a executive committee, and that committee, I think Dr. Sami plays a very important role there. And he and I got together, we thought we will get as many obstetricians as possible, including I have invited even Justin Conjay and Frank Chervenak and name it, all of them, because they will be able to contribute in the long run. When I put out my plan in a few minutes, and then I will tell you what we can actually do. We can actually bring the world together in obstetrics and gynecology.
For sure. Allow me here
The vision is great. And I'm working in Saudi Arabia. I have been working there for 42 years, and I have been the academic coordinator for the Saudi Obstetrics Society. Now I'm chairing the maternal fetal medicine of AFOG, which consists of 54 countries. We are planning to conduct activity in all the countries, which includes the Middle East countries. Now, originally, Africa was Africa and Middle East was separate. Now we are all joined together, arms, and so it is all the countries are together. So we have, WHO had a classification called MENA, Middle East and North Africa, and that was the WHO. I'm going to tell WHO we are a bigger group and bigger active group, but definitely there is a lot of cultural difference. 3 languages, as Dr. Sami mentioned, I think we will forge ahead and we need to go. And I'm glad that we have very active people in on the screen at the moment.
Yeah, just
Okay?
allow me here to add, because you touch where the area it's my passion, which is the educational.
Yes.
I got the award from the higher royal here in UAE, Sheikh Mubarak Al Nahyan, as
Yeah.
the best consultant in my specialty. I got the award that as the best OB-GYN in my specialty here in UAE. And recently I have been awarded from the Middle East Leadership Women. So always we are together with the women. And
Mashallah,
of
well
course,
done.
The only
yes.
role, two roles I played in UAE. One is as the advisor to the Genetic Society of UAE. Second, I have two prominent, I wouldn't mention the names. They are my patients. Somebody belonging to your ruler, Dubai.
No, I think that, as you said, yes, I don't have that, the honor to meet all the members now, but I
Right.
think soon we're gonna to meet all of you, and we will have a great job together, and
Yes,
to bring all
definitely.
the women health, under one umbrella, which we
Absolutely.
will contribute, with our, let's say that passion, our expertise, and what serve the women health, and
Sami and I
you can
have
utilize.
tunneled out a vision, which I will show you in a few minutes. And it is to bring all of us who are active, enthusiastic together and develop guidelines. As it is, this one is recorded on YouTube Live. So if somebody doesn't have the facility, capability, they can go to YouTube and put active academics of Afog, and immediately they will watch this right now. So it has a capability of, and we can take up to, at the moment, up to 100. We can increase it if we want to, but this is going to be almost every meeting that we have, we will be broadcasting it as much as possible. Because if you realize it, if you go for a congress, and you go for a congress, you walk between, sometimes they have parallel sessions, you miss quite a number of the sessions, you can't get it back. And a lot of important information is lost. And we are trying to make it that all these are saved and used appropriately in order to enhance the quality of service we give our clients and our patients. And that is what is the initial the thought on this whole bringing the group together. So I call
Yeah,
it active academics to
I
of
think, Prof, we can start to create like small groups. Each group is gonna to be responsible about, certain activities, a group of research. We can create
these are all coming in my presentation. I have a brief presentation. I will pass on to you when I finish. So we can use this and we can develop as a base document, which we can use eventually. Unfortunately, we are dependent on the internet. So sometimes I think Dr. Laila has,
She's mobile.
yeah, I think she's on the mobile, and also it's better if you connect next time. Anyone who is connecting, connect through the computer is better. It is more stable. This is my advice. Behind me is my daughter, actually. She's a GP practicing in Birmingham at the moment, but she used to practice in London.
I was about to
Now,
say, is it Siana? Dr.
Siana,
Siana.
yes.
Yeah, mashallah. Siana is already doing lots of extracurricular work as well, mashallah.
It's lovely to meet you, mashallah. Dr. Yeah, honestly,
Introduce yourself.
my prof has spoken so highly of you. And I can't believe that you're my neighbor. You're about a mile away. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. So I live near Camp Hill. So yes, I know. And when I said, oh, I'm living near King's Heath Moseley, and then Prof went, my daughter lives there. I live there when I come here. And I said, oh, you must come over for Eid, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, look forward to that. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Really,
Welcome.
amazing.
Yeah, in a good season, a good time, and a very good time of Hajj. People are doing Hajj, and we are doing something very similar. a very active work, inshallah, inshallah.
Professor Mahiddin, it has been 40 minutes. Can
I
we?
know. I think we need to go through with it, because I think if we can call Dr. Laila to join, is it possible, Dr. Sheikh?
I will call her.
Yeah, if you can call her, then I can start my presentation right now.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
There you are. She's back. Thanks for coming back.
Prof,
I
it
think you're
seems
on a
that you
mobile.
got,
Mobile is a little difficult, you know, and especially if you're in a car.
yes, I am. It seems that you got angry from me, so you kicked me out from the meeting. But I
No,
was
I never
thinking
will do.
to rejoin again.
I will never get angry with you. You are very similar to me because you are an academic. I call it enthusiastic academic. That's why I put the word active.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to just bring up some points. You know,
Yeah.
this is like just a brainstorming. Okay, so we can comment on that, and I will eventually make it into a document. We produce a document of what we can do in amongst us. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen. That's my presentation. Okay, all of you can see that, isn't that right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I will take Mr. Artificial Intelligence a little bit lower.
I assume we don't have to take notes because it's all being recorded.
Are you recording?
We can get the slides in.
No, I'm just going to.
Computer. Seems like an important meeting. Just put it on the computer as well.
Right. There we are. And we have to go. Afog is a limited area, but we are going to go beyond. We are going to involve people who are really involved in academics, and this is our respected colleagues in the screen today, and there will be a lot more. I have invited them, and they will join as we go on, and we will have to bring them up together with us, and we will discuss topics of relevance, topics of current need. And these are each individual area and people and experience. They will differ from one another, but only very little. But we can scale it to global standards. And if we put sincere efforts, and we can unify standards, and there is definite standards set by the WHO, the FIGO, and Canadian Society of Obstetrics and Gynecology, American College, Royal College, all of them. And then we will have a standard that is established for the whole world. But how does those differ? Now, one of the things I must always at the beginning I must mention is we are in the digital age. Now, I have made at least 2 lectures in the last 6 months on artificial intelligence in the field of obstetrics and gynecology, and algorithms are a method of which why we make decisions on managing clients or patients. Okay, and these algorithms why eventually the computing, the support is taken into the algorithms, and that becomes artificial intelligence, and it is going to be a very important part that we cannot ignore from what you call digital documentation. And with this, we can actually network with the rest of the world, and we can, as you see, if everybody join the Zoom, and then we can actually have all of us in one screen, and we can talk to and through between us, and then develop lots of things which is positive. And we can exquisitely adopt global standards, because You know, there are linguistic barriers, and as Sheikha said, there is also a culture which is very rich, especially in the African and the Middle East area. And we must have simple but strong information management, and this is very important. And I like the word simple because as long as we make it simple, then we can do one of the things I'm going to tell later on, which is actually empowering our clients. Okay? So we have to assume that we are one group, one world, one humanity. It is the truth. Ya ayyuhan nas ummatun wahidatun. We are actually one group. Awareness of local cultural and financial difficulties, we need to be understanding it, because we cannot ask some country which is not able to do get certain equipment, inventions, innovations to be installed immediately. But we can work out in a way that is they can adapt themselves to get the benefits of the knowledge that is available without having to spend too much or without going away from their cultural environment. Now, the other important thing that has been ignored sometimes is environmental, the presence of environment, and that is very important for us to keep aware of ourselves about the environment, both the academic environment and the reality environment that we live in. Then we will have to move step by step, and all this needs thinking, not jotting down information, then bringing forwards to each other, and then we will develop a complete compendium of how to develop the knowledge, to improve the standards, and to give the best available standard for any individual living in this world, especially with the ladies that we are looking after. So which means that we need to understand what is the global vision and what are the regional focuses. And 54 countries are involved in this immediate group that we are in. And we have unlimited potentials. We have top class people. Stephen Rulisa from Rwanda, he's going to run the next FIGO meeting in South Africa, and it will be fantastic. And he and I are collaborating with each other, trying to bring up subjects which are going to be very important. And of course, we need generosity from the rest of the world, of generosity of sharing, not money, but knowledge. The interesting thing about sharing money and sharing knowledge, the difference between them is when you share money, you take out money from you, give it to somebody, you lose that money, but it benefits somebody. But by wish of Allah, we will get the money back because you are doing a good thing. But if it is knowledge, it is something very, very amazing. You share your knowledge, you get knowledge back. Immediately there is a response. You begin to understand how much of what I am saying is clear or not, and the other person's response, and it becomes a didactic interaction, which brings up very high quality information management and knowledge growth. So the other important point is remember that we are all equal, and the human attitude must be always there, and we must keep our generosity in our concern and care all the time. And this is some of the things, unfortunately, as you see currently what's happening in the world, because people have not sensitized themselves towards looking after human beings, regardless of it is the doctor to patient, the politician to subject, or anybody. It is person to person, brother to sister, and this is the relationship that we should build and we should strive to build. And the other thing I like to mention, life is a very complex. I didn't want to bring that my presentation on life care. Life care, what we are doing actually is life care. we call it healthcare. Health is a result of life care. When you take care of the life, the result will be the person will be well, and it's called a wellness revolution. I didn't want to put too many things at one point, and then I can talk about life care and how it is going to be the future of healthcare. Health is a result, and we are constructed from Allah created us from two half cells. Any half cell in our body cannot live, excepting for the germ cells. They are there to make individuals like you and me, and each individual comes from joining of two half cells and starting with one cell. By the time the baby is born, the baby has already developed about 200 types of cells, which constitutes about 70 organs and 11 systems, and contributing to about 6 billion cells at birth. Then we grow. We continue to grow, and we, at this moment, any one of us, have anything around 37 trillion cells. In addition, we have discovered that we have microbiome in our body, which is at least about 100 trillion microbiomes, helping us, and these are very, and we need to understand ourselves. And if you look after, the point is 37 trillion cells in any individual who is sitting in front of us, calling herself a patient or client. We need her understanding or his understanding to look after themselves first. And that is we call it compliance. And this compliance must be built into people by our conviction and our empowering them with the knowledge. Knowledge is from Allah. Allah la ilaha illa huwa hayyul qayyum la ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm lahu ma fi samawati wa ma fi al-ard man dhal ladhi yashfa'u 'indahu illa bi idhnihi ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum wa la yuhituna bi shay'in min 'ilmihi illa bima sha'a. That knowledge always comes from him. The next is that we have to have a confluence and connectivity, as we have started now, thanks to the good support of Sami, who was convinced of the fact that we can do something positive. And then he started beginning to collect people, and we have at least quite a effective number, I think, good enough to start the journey of this connectivity. We need to form teaching teams because we are not experts in everything. For example, I am a person who is convinced that ultrasound is part of a clinical exam in every patient. Every doctor or every one of our contributor or carer must know how to do ultrasound, because ultrasound, like we do auscultation, percussion, of course, we take subjective information, we identify objective information from laboratory information, etc. But vision is a very important part. We can see into the structures, the abnormality, if any, and of those structures, and also identify if there is any external influence or abnormality in their growth, etc. And we can have, as I said earlier, lots of meetings are held and lots of interesting information are brought, but they are not distributed. Unfortunately, you don't even get to go to one of the lectures because sometimes the subjects are divided and they are all kept and nobody can review them. But YouTube has provided us a facility of recording this type of meetings, and in fact we call it now the most of the congresses, if you see, they are not the congresses alone. Congresses are hybrid. Sometimes in the congress persons who cannot come for the meeting but are important to pass the message come on the internet. This is the amount of development that has gone into information technology. So I think we should use it. The next point I mentioned earlier is the empowerment of the client. What is the information that should be given preliminary, and for them to improve their will to live and being compliant? Because very often they do not understand that we are born with 22 telomeres. Every telomere has a capability of minimum of 7 years to make the cell live for 7 years. So every one of our 37 trillion cells, they do multiply after every 7 years. And the 22 telomeres indicate the difference between the one generation of cell to the other is loss of 1 telomere. So if you look at the multiplication and the calculations, it is 7 times minimum 7. I'll come to the balance, how it coincides with some another divine conscription. It's a 7 times 22 is 154 years. That's the potential for us to live at birth. But unfortunately, we don't. Most of us do once they reach what you call aging. That's another thing we need to talk about, but I didn't put it in today. And it is very interesting what causes aging in our cells. The cells can remain young all together, all the time. So the list of topics for empowerment must be listed out so that it should be given gradually to the clients to understand, example, nutrition, the role of activity. Life is activity. If anything is living and they say, oh, it is active, yes, then only life is there. So activity is very important, and very often people do not realize their activity is the one that is keeping on going. Now, I'm sure most of you have heard about odon assist. It is to replace the forceps. The forceps is a good thing, but it was invented at a time when we need to take out the baby out. But now, odon assist is a soft touch delivery of the baby, even softer than normal delivery. It is coming into being, but then now it is going to be launched in Australia, Europe in the next few months. And after that, it will come to us, to the Middle East and Africa. And I have told them, and I am one of the people coordinating with them. And this odon assist is a device devised by some car mechanic. He could suck out things out using this thing, but it was so soft that it doesn't harm the baby. And it protects the baby from any damage that usually done by the forceps, which are metal, and suction cup, which actually sucks individual parts of the body of the head. And appropriate info from global conferences, development of science of childbirth. These are should be our objectives in the long run. Quality of women's well-being. Interactive artificial intelligence should be understood. You don't need to be an expert, but should be understood. It's just our algorithm, our decision tree. And I'm sure Professor Arul Kumar, and whom I invited for this meeting, has not come, and I'm going to continue communicating with him. He wrote a book on decisions, making decisions. All those arms of the decision can be used for digital technology. And this is the computer makes a decision based on the fact that the results are good, the information that investigation, which is called the subject or objective information. And once we get that, the combination of the information, but there is a danger. The decision finally is made somebody who cannot assess. And for example, the artificial intelligence can make the decision is to deliver forceps by forceps. The artificial intelligence cannot do it. It's a human who has to do it. So the human plays a very important beginning role and an end role in any form of care system. And I'm very much interested in YouTube, having be able to record the information. All this thing that we are talking now is recorded on YouTube, and also the Zoom that we make brings us together to discuss and able to present ourselves, and all this is the future, and that is my probably the last slide, and it's a progress of assisted vaginal delivery started with Wrigley's forceps, and then eventually we went into vacuum, and vacuum also we have some damage, but it's not so bad. Odon is simply caringly hold the head and bring it out. So it will be in our midst soon, and we will be participating on subject like that. As I said, one subject at a time, one step at a time. When we start moving, by the time we look back, we have done a long distance of travel. Thank you very much for listening. And if there is any interactions, I would like your, and I will close the there you are.
Allow me just to comment, Prof, here.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, thank you so much for the informative actually presentation. But maybe till now I didn't understand what exactly we can do, and what's our present today, the purpose of our presenting today this one. It show me that I don't know what's exactly it's now in this group or with this meeting, so we can bring a lot of ideas and a lot of let's just say that creation or creative innovation or something which is can be aligned with what's going on nowadays with the technology and with the AI and etc. But if you don't mind, just allow me as new member, and if you can just give me briefly what about you. Maybe I missed it because of the technical issue previously, and I can be aligned with you in the future, inshallah.
Sure. You see, we have groups that are formed to convey to each other messages. That is, WhatsApp is doing that. Okay. And in WhatsApp, so what we did was we brought together people together by WhatsApp into one group. So we were able to communicate. So if some information you put, say under active academics of Afog, if there is a meeting that is going on, a virtual meeting, that we announce that, we participate in that with the permission of the people who conduct it. And
who's those people?
Sorry?
Who's those people who are gonna to be in that group or in that WhatsApp group?
Everybody. Anybody want to join, you can join, any number.
What do you mean about anybody? This is the point. This is the only needed to be under the society? Is the people member of FIGO? Is the people are only in academic? What type of people?
Every
they
care,
can do?
every one of us, we provide care. We
Yeah.
need background information and learning. And some
And what?
meetings we cannot attend because you may be having two meetings. You might be able to you are engaged in something, but the meeting that is going on is recorded by us as a group. I call it active academics.
Okay.
if that is understood.
Yeah.
You are an academic.
Okay.
You are active, but you were relatively alone, or you had only your friends close by. Now we got Hani, Professor Sami, we got Shervanak coming from New York, and anybody, they can all join in. But the number can be limited. For the moment we are initiating these initiatives is coming from African Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology. Now, there are problems. Now, we have identified, Sami and I have identified the problems. in this. One of these is there are 3 languages. All the countries don't speak the same language. And so we have, in fact, he said 3 languages, 4 languages, Arabic as well. Portuguese, Arabic, French, and English. Francophonic Africa, Anglophonic Africa. And the Middle East is mostly Arabic speaking. Arabic use of Arabic is the main thing. But academically, we are using English. So in order to, for us to, now I am a fellow of the Royal College of Obstetrician Gynecologists since 1990. And I've been active with the group. But I'm also academic coordinator for the Saudi Obstetric Society. So I'm active with that group. But I am here to develop maternal fetal medicine, one specialty. And for this, we need one of the elementary things everyone needs. Now, to me, I love to see a patient and make decision using ultrasound. You agree with me?
Yeah.
With ultrasound, you can conclude whether there is fluid, there is no fluid, the cyst is large, the cyst is small, cyst is tortured. There is, there is a lady from Russia who came and participated with us in the meeting in FEMA Health in Saudi Arabia on the 8th of this month. And this lady could do ultrasound and identify endometriosis. Aisha was there at that meeting. Aisha was talking about the very interesting topics, all of us. So I think each one of us have a potential, but somebody said unity is in the middle of community. We need to form a community first to have unity. And then we have the unity.
Mahedin, if I am allowed to go in this to answer Leila's questions. Leila, Afog has been established under the umbrella of FIGO in 2012. It has a constitution that every country, Arab country or African country, should have a copy of that constitution. And in that constitution, we have an executive board and we have a general assembly. And the executive board has formulated a scientific committee that can help different countries, different language barriers to be removed. Actually, the head of that scientific committee in Morocco 2.5 years ago was Professor Stephen Rolisa, who is currently heading the scientific committee of the FIGO. He is very, very busy. Actually, Professor Mahedin has already invited him and involved him in this platform. And through this group, which is mainly scientific group, highly selected, we would like to start some academic activities. Leila, you are doing a lot of activities for your people in UAE, and we would love to see some of these activities to be also implemented for the Afog countries. So we are thinking of, for example, webinars in different languages, as Professor Mahroof already mentioned. We will have a webinar in English. We will have a webinar in French. And we can have a joint webinar in the coming 6 months. Again, we have plans for promoting training in general in our continent, Africa, and in the Middle East. Training in ultrasound, training in perineal repair, and so on. So this is the general plan. Okay, I would like to open the floor for
the discussion.
For a discussion. I would like to hear from other people who did not speak. Professor Khalid Assid from Saudi Arabia, Professor Hani Fawzi, Professor Ahmed Jalal from Egypt.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam, Professor Khalid.
Welcome.
So hello everyone.
I think we have a lot of potential, and then let's have everyone make a comment. It'll be nice.
Okay. Hello everyone. It's my pleasure to be part of this Zoom meeting, which brings together highly accomplished and academically active professionals from different parts of the world. I'm truly honored to be among you and among this distinguished colleague. Maybe for most of you, maybe this is the first time I met you. But I'll tell you, I'm a Professor Khalid Said. I'm a consultant in obstetric and gynecology and gynecological oncology. I'm based in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I specialize in minimal invasive and robotic surgery. And currently, I'm a director of Gynecological Oncology Center at the university. I'm doing a lot of researches. So research is one of my core passions. Currently, I have over 70 publications in ISI journals. My aim to share what I know and spread the knowledge to all who need my knowledge. So maybe that's why Dr. Maruf asked me to join for the group. But I believe this meeting, I believe a meeting like this are a great platform for collaboration, knowledge exchange, and ultimately improve women healthcare, both regionally and internationally. So I think together we are united by shared goal, which is, as most of you said before, to serve women who remain the heart of our mission. Thank you.
Professor Jalal.
The floor is yours. Ahmed Fawzi Jalal or Hani Fawzi, please come in, jump in. Ahmed Fawzi, your mic is mute. Hani Fawzi, your mic is mute. If you are talking, we are not hearing you.
Now it's okay.
Go ahead, Dr. Hania, and I follow after that.
Thanks. Shukran, Sami. It's very good of you to try and move on the chat, and you can see you are the one even hiding behind a photo of you being 10 years younger. So it would be nice that we see your face as well. Anyhow, it's a pleasure to be with you in this meeting. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I appreciate the initiative taken by our brother Haj Maruf. And it's nice that we are talking in the open. I like the transparency that Sami is very keen on, to let everyone sort of in the open space express their thoughts, to share a community of professionals and appreciate each other as much as serve our women and girls outside by whatever we leave behind on the social media and context of YouTube. The way my brother Maruf has mentioned is nice, is noble. We have been talking a lot. I think perhaps it's about time that we should really start doing something. Forgive me, I have retired from clinical work personally, but my background, it being in public health, then in ops and gynae, and then in gynae oncology. I follow your footsteps, Khalid. And now I have retired for the last 5 years, still keen on studying. I have done a master's in business administration and worked with Figo quite closely as director of projects for over 4 years. And I feel very much into administration that perhaps we need to have a process that galvanizes our efforts and thoughts into some doable executive steps that start to bear fruits. And hopefully this is just the beginning. I hope that we're going to be taking this opportunity that we can arrange a program of activities that I'm sure will be for the benefit of the wider community of professionals as well as others. I think I have seen my good friend, Jolly Beeza from Uganda. He's just joined us. Welcome,
Yes,
Jolly.
yes, thank you so much. I first entered earlier and there was another meeting. So I came out and now I've come back.
Good, you're welcome, my sister.
Thank you, thank you.
I think Sami is the chief, and he is coordinating this meeting. We had a fantastic presentation from Professor Maruf, and I think it would be nice if you introduce yourself to the people to appreciate. Thanks, Sami. I appreciate the good looks, the better looks. Jolly.
Yes, thank you so much, honey. I think Sami knows me, but I'm Jolly Beyeza to others. Jolly Beyeza, I'm the chair of FIGO PPH and Childbirth Committee. I come from Uganda. And maybe I should say that I'm interested in continuing to serve with FIGO as we will later discuss. And I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
It's always nice to meet you, Jolly. We have been in Malaysia during the FIGO in 2013, I guess, or 2016. It has been a long time ago.
2006. We've grown, we were young people.
Yes, and I'm very happy that you are running for the FIGO Board of Trustees, and I hope you will make it and make all Africa proud, inshallah.
And please support me and tell your networks to support me. I want to continue serving.
You deserve to be elected.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Can we open the floor for other Ahmed Fawzi Jalal?
Atif Fazari.
Atif Fazari. Professor Atif Fazari.
Professor Atif Fazari, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Dr. Hani, Dr. Sami, and all other colleagues. It's my pleasure actually to be inside this group, and I will give you just a little about my background, and then what is my thoughts about this meeting and the other coming meeting, inshallah. So firstly, I'm a professor of obstetric gynecology, specialized in reproductive medicine and infertility at Alexandria University, Egypt. And also I am a founder and the chairman of the Women's Health Promotion Society, which is a society established 11 years ago for the dedicated for the women's health in Egypt and in other countries as well. Apart from that, I have many other connections, like I just got the honorary fellowship of the Royal College of Obstetric Gynecology for the achievement in the women's health. And also I am ambassador for the American Institute of Training and Development in Africa and the Middle East as well for the reproductive issue, and I'm a consultant with the regional office of the WHO. So for this meeting and the other meeting, because I attended some of the African meeting with some of the societies, with some of their friends and so on. I think to go ahead forward and also to be more specifically, most of you and most of us actually have many achievements in their countries and maybe in other countries as well. But the main idea is that we are not visible to each other, or we are not actually targeted to one action. So I think what is important now is to concentrate. What is the priority areas to be implemented in? Like I visited Kenya one time before and I visited 2 other countries in Africa as well. And I found, for example, maybe the one that can actually raise our goals so much, and the one which may be visible for all over the world is the maternal mortality as an example. So everyone can vote in the maternal mortality per se. Maybe the PPH, the preeclamptic toxemia, and so on. I mean, we should be very concentrated. Apart from giving like an ultrasound training and fertility training and so on, the bizarre shape of the training will not give any, number one, any benefit for the long run, and at the same time will not give us like a unique shape for the achievement. I think the Afog established in 2012. Until now, there is some people inside our countries don't know anything about the Afog itself. What is their strategy for the Afog? I am right?
Yes.
I'm right. I guess that one from Egypt as an example, from other countries as well. So I mean, what is the goal, the area that we started to invest with, and what is this area can be actually visible to the other. So I think instead of giving much bizarre or much like wide plans, we can concentrate on one or two aspects, and then we have a time frame for this aspect. Every one of us will be like having a responsibility to conduct this one, and we are committed to this one. And any person, whatever who is, he is capable to join. It's okay. All will be welcomed, and of course, this is the floor for any people. And then we can achieve something according to the priority. The last thing, I have one experience that I may say it's a bad experience with one of the African countries. I will not give you the name, but I mean, I already touched up to the Minister of Health and saying to him, I have a plan which is completely free, completely dedicated for achieving your goal. They were talking with me for infertility establishment, IVF center in that country. But when I found the maternal mortality is so high in that country, I said to them, no, firstly, save the mother before delivery, and then seeking about the infertility aspect of the mother. And by the end, there is nothing happen. So the main entity is the will, and as a structure for the Afog, we have like the power, or we have like the voice, the high voice with the Afog and with that of the FIGO to push on the political aspect to conduct this one in the hospital. So let us start our job. It's not like a training, it's a strategic. I mean, it may be the 4 element, strategic element, the implementation, which is the training and so on, advocacy area, and this will deliver a research that may be more eliminated and more shiny for other people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think there is somebody else who has to join, but if you will tell me the name, I can rename you on your iPhone thing. Well, technology, we'll have to catch up with it. And we'll get Sheikh Alia to say something. Yeah.
I was trying to find the button that raises the hand, but I think I had to actually sign it.
Okay.
As this is the first meeting I attend, I think if we share what challenges does the African chapter have, as the challenges may be, we all serve the women and the female in regards to the different ages, but the challenges may differ from one country to another. And I think if we are to make an impact, we probably need to go to the basics, because if somebody is having challenges with the basic safety of mother and child, then this is where we can all contribute and leave an impact and make a difference. As there may be different levels as different countries of Africa may be positioned at the moment, what we want is a standard line, is a line that we say, this is the standard in the African chapter that we are talking about. And the first thing is to map where each country that belongs to this chapter lies, how far or how much, like how far, whether below or above that line we stand at the moment. And then we can bridge those gaps. And I think bridging the gaps would be for those who are lower than those standards, bringing them to a standard that we say we all come to a common ground and go forward together. This is where we will have an impact, because you may be talking about, say, forceps delivery in a country that doesn't even have, I mean, scalpel maybe to cut or threads. I mean, I don't know what challenges the different countries may have, and we should not take this for granted. If we know where we stand, then we will know where we need to start and where we want to reach. A year from now, what is the change that we want to make? And it doesn't have to be huge. Small changes can definitely impact lives. And I think this is the purpose that we all come together when it comes to serving a female.
It's a regional focus.
Sheikha Alia, Dr. Sheikha Alia, you bring a very important point now. That is the elections for the Afog Executive Board should be in February 2026. So most of the Executive Board members will be changed in February 2026. Our role now is to complete this term only, which will have like 6 months or 8 months from now. And then we need you all to think about the next executive board members, about the next elections of Afog, about the venue of the next Afog meeting. All right? Because we need to tell our people with all the transparency available that we have an elections every 3 years. We choose our president-elect. We choose our vice president. It is a direct election that we used to do since 2012. So please, this is a general invitation for all of you to think about electing yourself to be a nominee of one of the jobs in the executive board of Afog. Thank you. Anybody who would like to comment before we
There are two
close?
people who have joined.
For 1.5 hours, and I guess people have other commitments.
Correct.
Allow me, Dr. Sami, to add to what Dr. Sheikh Alia mentioned.
Yes, please, Layla.
Yeah, I totally agree about what Dr. Alia mentioned, and this is actually the basic what we should to look after. But to maintain also the quality of the things, I think if the people who will be involved in such things, I would prefer they are already engaged in real life with the patient and all practice. I think we don't need those who are already just simply coming to talk about the theory, talking about, a simple numbers, while in real life, they are completely away from the practical. I think when we'll be very close, the analytic is going to be more accurate and will be easily to be implemented in real life. Because easily now we can just, mention about the things, the number and all, and then when we will go to the real life and real practice, we are not finding it's gonna to be really fitting the numbers or our improvement, let's just say, or we can find there is a delay in the improvement of our plan. It's gonna to be one of these challenges there. Yes, thank you so much for your invitation, and yeah, inshallah we will look after this invitation, inshallah.
Dr. Ahmed, can you talk? I think you raised your hand.
Yes. Actually, I think most of us will agree with what Dr. Aisha said, what Dr. Sheikh Alia said, and what other colleagues saying. I mean, I am a practical person, so I need what is needed from us by the end of this meeting. It's not a matter of election. The election is a sideways, is a governmental one, or this is an administrative one. If we are like an academic or like now a scientific board for the Afog, I think what is important is to have this idea and then what is our plan. We should build on what already done before. So I mean, as a Afog, I think we have the data already. That is like the basic data for the countries and what is needed for the countries. Even it may be like a one workshop, one hands-on training on some what is. I mean, we should start to feel this idea. I think we need to start. Because I attended many of the meetings like this way. There is a lot of dreams, a lot of initiative, a lot of saying and so on. But by the end, nothing. From 2018 until now, 7 years, every moment every moment actually, there is many people, many women died. So I mean, it's a responsibility. We shouldn't actually wait until the election in February to have like an action plan. No, we may have like a short-term plan now, and we have like a long-term plan for the next 3 years. So I mean, I need something solid to start with, and I am ready to do whatever you want. But I mean, we are a group, so we can do a lot.
Right. Just let me answer that question. I have prepared a form for every one of you to contribute what you have done and what your strengths are. And then we can put them together and compile it. And I will do the base work. And then we will know so-and-so can participate with me in running the ultrasound course or things like that. And it is now, we have reached 17 people already, 15 people. And I think I see Professor Khalid wants to mention something, yeah? And then Jolly. All right?
Yeah, I think it's a great meeting for brainstorming, and we understand now why this meeting is there. So I'm also a practical person. So I think where to go from here. I think we just have to determine priority problems and we work on it. For example, if you have a problem with postpartum hemorrhage and mortality, we focus on this and determine which area has to be done. For training, for example, we have problem with the cervical cancer screening. We have it as a second priority. So we have each of us has to nominate a priority of a problem that can be solved. So maybe from the beginning, 2 to 3 problems, we focus on it and we cover it, and then we move on. We cannot change everything at once. We cannot say maybe we want to do 100 of things.
Today is the 30th of May. By 7th of June, I promise you will have forms which you will submit your feedback based on the discussion that we had. It is all recorded. It's on the YouTube. I'll send you the link. You can review the discussion that we had here. I'll send you the review, and I'll also send you the summary of the AI. And then you can remind yourself what we discussed. I think Sheikh Alia did a very basic, important. If the music, if there is one note that is important, she mentioned it. That is the basic things with a regional focus is absolutely important. And you mentioned identify the topics. Okay, that's fine. Now, Jolly, what do you have to say?
In addition to that, identifying the topics, we need to identify the skills. I don't believe that everyone is practical, as somebody said. Yes, majority of gynecologists, obstetricians, clinicians, work-oriented, but we need advocates, and I know we have some within here. So we need to have synergies of those who are able to advocate with our ministries, with funders, but we also need those who have skills, the ground soldiers who are able to do. I've had laparoscopy, I've had IVF fertility issues. We need to have that mapped in our region. And since some of us are in teaching institutions, it could be some cross-pollination between our professional organization, Afog, Exacog, our national associations, but also in putting into each other's expertises. If I need something from Sami, for example, or for you, Chair, I don't have to first find out who has. We should be having that kind of brotherliness to know that I should pick a phone and call somebody, consult here. These are the issues we have. After we've put our priorities of what to do, then we should be able to say who is interested in this item. And of course, as somebody said, I don't know most of your names, regional variations are there. Uganda may be wanting advances in IVF and fertility and maternal mortality reduction issues, but it may not be so for Egypt, for another. So once we've made that, once we've gotten the skills set that we need in the region, then we can move forward. And as you said, we are going to be eagerly waiting for these forms, and then we will move on that item. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. It is knowledge, your expertise, and your focus, and what's your experience. These are all important. And we will find out, and we can gather together and find out, I can do this, I can do this. And every time we meet, we must have one step ahead. And that's the way we will go. So it's a practical approach to identifying where the problems are and what problems are there. And then we will, based on the discussion, every one of us agree that we have to move. Next meeting should have something positive, and then we have something more positive, and we go on. And so all of you have the capability of a very analytical mind and the ability to suggest new things. And I have two people, Professor Blami, and there is one with the iPhone. I don't know who it is, and we would like to record that person. And all of you have, I have access to all of you at this moment, but all of you will have access to each other by the time we finish this meeting today. Then you will have who and who attended and what we discussed and what was the suggestions. All that will be there in your table within the next one or 2 days. So you can feedback, and then we can take together, and a smaller group will work together and bring up the next agenda. What is the next thing to do? Okay. So there is anybody else wants to comment?
Shall we hear from Professor Blami? He's our chief academic amongst us.
Yes.
And I'm sure he's the representative of
Professor
FIGO.
Blami?
Chief Blami.
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. First of all, I would like to apologize
No.
for not being here at the beginning of the meeting because we are preparing our local congress. I am one of the key person involved in it. The congress is starting on Monday. I was at the preparation meeting. What I want to say, okay, first of all, congratulations to the people who convened this meeting. But my main concern about Afog is that we don't see societies involved in Afog. In a number of times, I have said that to Sami Mahmoud, because I had a chance to be at the founding meeting of Afog in 2012 in Italy at the FIGO Congress. Since then we went to, after that, we went to Addis Ababa 2013, the first Congress. Then we went to Nairobi, then to Benin. But the reality is that Afog is, people may say I am too critical, but Afog exists on paper. That's my feeling. Most of the societies are not involved. Most of the societies are not involved in Afog.
That was yesterday.
No.
Today
Even
it's
today.
changed.
Even today.
No, it's going to change. You will see tomorrow. It will be different, in your opinion. Doesn't matter. That is history.
Yes.
This is looking forward.
I hope so.
Definitely.
Because when we compare, I must admit also that our colleague Anglophone, we don't see you. Uganda, Tanzania, where's they are? Even Kenya, where's they are?
I am here.
Yeah, Jolly is here.
No. It is not coming to just one meeting, Jolly. No, it is not about coming to just one meeting. Where you were before? I'm sorry to say that. That's my feeling.
You know, the assumption is that I had been invited to such a meetings. The assumption is that actually people are mobilized. I think, like the chair has said, we don't need to look back. We need to look at the reasons why members are not in. Maybe they are not invited. Maybe they are not mobilized.
We have invited nearly about 60 people.
You see? Yeah, so I think we need to start from now and mobilize people to get involved. Mobilize people to not only to attend meetings, but to really get involved in all.
I agree, Jolly, but I am talking about the societies. Because this is not about individuals. This is about your local societies. They are not involved in Afog. That is my concern. Because Afog is a federation of society. It's not issue of individual. If the society are not there, how we can move forward?
So now how do we make sure they come in? So because this is like a planning meeting, planning.
Correct.
We've seen that. How do we solve that issue is something we need to brainstorm on. Then maybe they will come. And I think our chair has alluded to sending out forms. They may be part of the mobilization drive. Thank you.
I am available 24/7 for all of you to communicate with me at any time.
Professor Blamy,
My
thank you.
wife doesn't like that, but it doesn't matter. But basically, I'm telling you, we have to, all of you, what you said is important, because I think unless we are connected continuously, and that is why I did this, the WhatsApp is there. Send a message and try me, and you will get the reply within 1 hour, 2 hours at least. So that is the start point. Next point is the next Zoom meeting. We have got information coming back from all of you on the forms, and based on that, I will compile a thing and I'll put it across on WhatsApp, and then we can decide on what day we can meet, and then we meet again and see how much we are moved, how much we are ready, or how many things we have identified. Step 2.
I'd like Muhyiddin to thank Professor Blamy for his comments.
I think his comments is very important, because
yes.
when somebody is sleeping, to wake up, you have to just nudge, if not scratch, if not hit. So we have to
The
do something.
problem with the local organizations,
I agree,
and the same problem exists with FIGO, that when they change the executive board, they rarely notify our federation or our FIGO organization. But I think Afog should have a solution for this. We are looking
for you,
forward for the coming 3 years, Blamy. We need your support in connection with the Francophone countries, because we know you are charismatic and you might be the godfather of all the Francophone countries in our continent. And we need to link the Francophone with the Anglophone and Arabophone in our federation. But thank you for your comment. It is very valuable.
Certainly.
Muhyiddin, did anybody would like to comment? Because now we are approaching 2 hours of talking.
This is the beginning, so that's fine. To me, I have no problem. But basically, anybody else has comments, can you kindly put it up? And so it is recorded, then I know what to do. And then I will feed back individually as well as to the total group. And I have somebody on iPhone. Can you kindly tell me your name? I can at least change the name there so that we know who it is. All right. I think you'll have to unmute yourself, and I'm asking you to unmute. This is important because only one person we are going to miss.
He wrote to you is Dr. Bashir Saleh. He wrote his name in the forum.
In the chat.
In the chat, is it? Oh. Bashir Saleh.
Yeah.
Dr. Bashir?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Very interesting discussion. I've been following it for the last 1 hour or so, and I'm sure
I know. I saw you as a phone, but now I know I'm putting your name in. There you are. Dr. Bashir is there.
Yeah. Okay. And I know Sami very well because we are from the same country.
Yes, I know.
And he's a good friend. And I'm sure his contribution to Afog was very much.
Sami is a very active person in the Afog, but he has, as Professor Blamy mentioned, there are certain if things recently seem to move, and then he and I have got together. Now we have decided to move. We put wheels, and you are the wheels. Thank you very much for being kindly agreeing to come and making yourself available. And every one of your comments should be answered. And if not, you can raise my head up and say, you said this and you need to do it. I will do it for you. That's what I am available for you 24/7. And I want to get this moving. right? At the moment, Sami and I are in the driving seat. So, but all of you should be there together with us to start moving.
Okay, definitely.
Okay? And I want your assurance on this. And you will have tonight or tomorrow a summary of this meeting. And I will give you a YouTube link. Click on that. You will see us talking again like this.
Okay.
All that is
Very nice.
recorded.
Well
Thank you
done.
very much,
Thank you.
So anything else?
No, thank you very much, Professor Mahedin Maroof, for taking the initiative. I'm looking forward to meet you again and again and to work with all of you in the Afog Scientific Committee. Thank you very much.
Feeling
Thanks.
is the same, and I wish you all a very good day and good Hajj times. We are coming into Hajj, and blessings from Allah will descend on us. And I think we have good intention to help people. It will always come true. I call it living with Allah. Life with Allah
Thank you,
is
and
Allah
bye.
is seated on one side, we are seated on one side. We don't interact. But living with Allah is like what we are doing right now. Facing each other, blaming each other, saying this, saying that, and then we start moving. Let's do that. And I'm very positive we're going to have a real movement. You know, changing gear. Gear number 1 is gone. Now we are going to go into gear number 2, and we'll do that. Okay, I'm a good driver.
Thank
All
you
right.
very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I
Have a
just
lovely
moved
evening,
people
everyone.
because there
Thank
are
you all.
people
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
who are president of the RCOG, and
Bye.
we will get
Thank
together.
you. Bye bye.
Thanks a lot for coming, all of you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Please contact me
Thank
if
you.
there is anything, anytime. Thank you, Dr. Alayla. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you
Alia.
so much. Thank you for everyone. Thank you, Dr. Sami and Dr. Hani. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Hani has
everyone.
gone, but anyway, the record will go. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Atif. Professor Atif, thank you very much. Hi,
Thank
Dr.
you,
Bashir.
Professor, and
Thank
thank
you
you all
very
of you. I'll
much.
see you, inshallah. Thank you.
See you again soon, yeah? Bye-bye. Jazakumullah khair.
That's where you would go.
Assalamu alaikum.
مع السلامة. بس دكتور عليلى دكتور بشير وأنا
عيد مبارك.
عيد مبارك لكم. ممكن عندنا ميتنج قبل العيد إن شاء الله نقول brief meeting just to wish each other Eid meeting. مع السلامة دكتورة ليلى.
I'm just joking. She can have some. What do you think? She should have some? Yeah. Okay, then that's fine. We're gonna get some tissue or something. We'll pay it off.